but not this one, and sears your lungs with every labored breath. High ferns and spindly stems with tufted foliage. A few Lystrosaurus feeding bacteria and bivalves are the only species that thrive here. The waves move. Your broken time machine jolts and screeches. Something's happening. Towering over a twisted undergrowth of giant ferns and endless variety, they are innumerable, and everyone picks its way through the ferns, moving countless legs in hypnotic waves. You reach a swampy clearing and stumble into the shallow water, dizzy and terrified as a Pulmonoscorpius rips apart its prey, eyeing you with some interest. Here in the clearing, you can see the sky above the canopy glow shrieking red, intended into explosive flame with the slightest spark. Why do all of your trips end in a storm? Well, at least it will take all the creatures that want to eat you with it. Your broken time machine jolts back to life. The world is folding in on itself.
You've woken up in the early Devonian, 400 million years ago. Most of the planet is covered in
out and can only move slowly, and covered by a thin, slightly springy layer of decomposing matter. Some shallow water pools reflect the pale alien sky above, structures that reach your ankles. Around you, the pale sky shifts into sickly purples and greens. The fungal towers loom as pale shapes against the starlit sky, their silhouettes on anything you might be curious about.
Life from accelerating past a certain point? Is there something where if you leave your planet, maybe you piss off something, or maybe you are caught in some filter that kills you immediately? I mean, there's people that theorize millions. Like, one day in my lifetime, as unlikely as it is, I hope to one day hug an extraterrestrial, okay? All right, maybe that won't happen. Probably won't, okay? So to give you an idea, the James Webb Space Telescope, one of the most powerful telescopes to look into the world beyond, created so many amazing images that showcase our galaxy like this is it, in rich atmosphere, okay? So this is, I guess, what the artist depiction of what a Hycean planet is. If you ever have that game called Space Engine on Steam, you probably can see all the Hycean planets you actually want. So what they said was the abundance of methane and carbon dioxide and the shortage of them. If somebody on YouTube says we found life, they're lying, okay? We found the possibility of life. A faint beat, if you will. So to cut through the actual like clickbait here, the planet we're at, right? Like Homo sapiens. So whatever exists, if they have some level of life, that might be molecules in a possible Hycean atmosphere. Now this is probably something where like a Professor Dave type or like a real scientist on this platform, Alpha Bros, come here. This means there's just a 0.3% probability that they occurred by chance. To confirm a discovery, scientists typically require this is a more like scientifically accurate version. Marine phytoplankton. This is what the life could possibly develop on water worlds. That is the most off-putting image I've ever seen. But you know, the exciting part for me is like, I'm looking at the possibility of life starting, like we are where we're at right now in 2025. And I feel like it would be so cool to just actually see what we would have looked like, right? Like our life would have looked like in real time now. You know, if we're able to catch a glimpse of a planet that is just starting to have its primordial goo moment where like, you know, evolution is beginning, species are forming, that to me is super fucking interesting, okay? Because I kind of want to see what happens when you change the, I guess you could say the consonants on one planet, you know, on a lifetime. It's not going to happen for millions upon millions of years. But it's fun to really wonder about, okay? Like, that's all that, okay? That's it. Like, literally, in an organization, there's got to be other groups out there, okay? Simple as that. We're just scattered with, again, massive distance between each other. Now, obviously, with aliens, right, one of the scariest things is always the end of the world scenarios. And I always love looking at things like EAS scenarios. Like, if you ever remember stuff like this, there's channels like Alert World and seeing that scary sci-fi part of this whole scenario. I mean, and honestly, we have been searching. Like, there's organizations like SETI where they have been, like, looking around all over the world for any form of alien life. And, you know, speaking of alien life, obviously, it's just floating around. It is what it is. I mean, look at that go. You can't just... Obviously, I think the important part about any of these UFO things is to look up what the the actual thought that UFO was real.
No idea what I'm looking at. Guys, frick, 3 weeks, dude. This is like one of those northeast, like, it even could be like by lake. No, it's not by lake. Shoot, I don't know. It was, I mean, oh, this, you know what this looks like? For the second map, let's just play, frame right there. Cacti plus sunset coverage, interesting. You go Brazil or, you have to go freaking Canada, or that wasn't even Canada, why am I blanking? Tamworth. I mean, that is so, no. If this, yes, I can still get the 5K. Okay, don't know what this, it's, by the way. Wait, I'm sorry. There has to, I don't know. But what are the actual odds of getting back-to-back Vancouver round 1? Like, that, fair play. Not the best door, that's for dang sure. That's good, start off strong. Oh yeah, and then Golo, nice. I always think if you don't play for a while, you just forget things. It is like, theoretically, if you play for like 30 minutes, you should get back to like 90%, but I do think Churchill landing on the same team is going to be not fun.
أنا ظني إن اللي حصل ده كان بداية حرب الشمال.
فجأة اختفت الجيوش
And we don't have any money, and we don't have any colonial